Secrets in the Sky, the hidden truth of Operation Lake. Imagine walking through your city unaware that something invisible is falling from the sky. Something deliberately sprayed by your own government. This is not fiction, but a chilling reality during the Cold War. Operation Lake, a covert military program, changed how we view trust in public health forever. In the aftermath of World War II, America raced to secure its defense strategies. Behind the curtains of Cold War paranoia, Operation LSC, short for Large Area Coverage, emerged. This secret project weaponized science in a way that would leave its mark on history and the lives of countless Americans. In the 1950s and 60s, the U.S. military initiated covert tests to study biological agent dispersion. Operation LAC used zinc cadmium sulfide, a fluorescent powder considered safe at the time, to simulate how real biological weapons might travel through urban skies. Cities became unwitting test labs. Major metropolitan areas like St. Louis, Minneapolis, and even parts of Canada were targeted. Residents had no idea their government was testing how disease agents could spread via air currents. Through declassified documents, we now know these experiments were not isolated and grew in scale over time. The so-called harmless agents, like zinc cadmium sulfide, were chosen as simulants for their ability to mimic biological threats. Scientists dispersed them using planes, generators, and even spray systems on rooftops. Every puff of harmless dust resurfaced questions about what lurked in America's air. However, these compounds weren't as benign as claimed. The public was uninformed, allowing officials to suppress concerns. The science wasn't just about understanding dispersion, but also testing societal ignorance and compliance. The complexity of these experiments remains a mix of military ingenuity and ethical neglect. The effects of Operation LAC were disproportionately felt in economically disadvantaged and marginalized neighborhoods, particularly in St. Louis. Zinc cadmium sulfide was sprayed over areas already grappling with poverty and industrial pollution. Residents became test subjects in a science experiment without their consent. Decades later, health issues like respiratory illnesses and cancer clusters raised questions about Operation LAC's darker consequences. While the military deemed the tests necessary, the human impact tells a tale of exploitation and disregard for vulnerable communities. Did the ends justify the means? For years, the operation lay cloaked in secrecy. That changed in the 1990s when declassified files exposed the controversial tests. These documents revealed not just the scope of the operation, but also the moral and ethical breaches carried out in the name of national defense. The revelations ignited a public firestorm. Was this truly for defense, or were citizens exploited as guinea pigs? The U.S. government faced mounting criticism for its hush-hush approach, while survivors demanded transparency. Declassified truths came too late for many, but they unearthed America's hidden battlefield. The long-term health effects of Operation LAC remain a source of intense debate. Residents exposed to zinc cadmium sulfide reported higher rates of asthma, cancer, and other illnesses. Experts have questioned whether the government knowingly downplayed the risks of these compounds on human health. Research today suggests significant links between toxic exposure and chronic health concerns. Yet skeptics argue whether causation can be definitively proven. Nevertheless, the scars of these tests remain, particularly in marginalized communities whose voices continue to demand accountability decades later. The legacy of Operation LAC extends beyond its immediate impact. Was it ethical to conduct large-scale experiments without public knowledge? Some argue that these covert operations were justified by Cold War tensions. Others believe they violated basic human rights and set dangerous precedents. This case forces us to confront the balance between security and the responsibility of governments to protect citizens. Operation LAC wasn't an isolated event. It serves as a mirror reflecting systemic issues of exploitation, secrecy, and the moral cost of scientific advancement in warfare. Operation LAC reminds us of the importance of transparency and fostering trust between governments and citizens. those in power and demand transparency. Understanding the truth of the past is the first step to shaping a just and accountable